Thank you and thank you very much. Let me use this time this morning, okay, I think this afternoon, on behalf of His Excellency Dr. George Manawia, and the UDA Chairman of the People's Liberation Movement, the mighty Congress for Democratic Change.
Long live, Baba, we are long live.
To welcome each and every one of you to the Papi Solo Conference Hall for an engagement with the press by the people's leader, Janga Augustus Kowo.
Viva, 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 Janga, viva!
Viva!
Oh, the people's leaders, yo!
Today, as we have gathered here, you may be aware that the nation is at its difficult time when the people can no longer maintain trust in institutions to which they have given their support. When the nation is being led by people who initially purported themselves to know what they needed to do, but have proven by action and deeds that they are the wrong ones handling the state. At these critical times, the people can look no other place but to the institution in which they can find their liberation. But today's engagement will not be to elevate such arguments, because the CDC has always stood in that direction and it has become the undisputed hope of the hopeless. But while we engender the struggle to liberate the people, there are activities that the CDC also counts important. So on today, the chairman will be speaking to you on very important occasions that the CDC will be engaged with in the coming days. And so not to bore you, Let me invite to this symposium the most powerful chairperson of all political party chairpersons in the Republic of Liberia. The one whose struggle history is matchless. Because when we look on the other side, we saw a misguided reverend call himself party chairperson, whose by actions, speeches, and engagements with the Liberian people has proven that he's using the church edifice as a corner court to survive in a struggling society like ours. But while we will set the stage to deal with him on another occasion, let me introduce to you your chairman who will speak to you.
Congratulations, chairman.
That is Janga Augustus Kowo, national chairman of the opposition party CDC. He's here to speak to the press.
Congratulations, chairman. Beautiful paragraph. I want to use this occasion on behalf of His Excellency Dr. George Manawia to welcome you to the headquarters of the CDC in the Fabiso conference room. We have assembled here today to speak to several issues. As you may be aware, our compatriot in Osama D12 Jr., the former finance minister of the Republic of Liberia, who served the CDC government for state diligently, returned to the country Friday today to confront charges that have been levied against him and other former officials of the government. The arrival of former Minister Tue is a testament to the CDC's commitment to the rule of law. And the CDC, as a political party that governed this country for the last 6 years, wants to send this message out to the Liberian people and to our international partners that the CDC remains committed to the rule of law. That's why Mr. Tue has arrived in the country today to face these charges, which we think are weak, because as the court will establish, and having said that, we call on the United Party government to be holistic in the fight against corruption. As you know, the United Party governed the country for 12 years, before the CDC took over in 2018. And we call on the government not to cherry pick, not to begin picking and choosing, but to approach the fight against corruption holistically. As you can already see, the government has been bogged down in serious allegations of corruption, violations of the public procurement laws of the country, and several other allegations. And these allegations are very serious, and we hope the government will take the necessary steps to make sure that all of these allegations of corruption are thoroughly investigated and to seize all the reports that are already available, that have been available on the unity party government, not to cherry pick. We also want to use this occasion to strongly condemn the appointment of murder suspects from Lofa County. Several murder suspects were appointed and have been confirmed by the Liberian Senate. As you know, on September 29, 2023, 2 Liberian citizens were killed in Foya, Lofa County during the elections period. Several individuals were arrested and charged to court. And these individuals, upon the ascendancy of the Unity Party government, under President Boakai, these people have been released and they have been appointed to local government positions in Lofa County. We strongly condemn this act of the president we see as poor judgment and poor leadership to appoint people who are allegedly engaged in murder, people who during the election took upon themselves to murder their fellow citizens on tape. These murders occur on tape in Lofa and Monserrado County. And as you know, everybody saw Queen Johnson on tape attacking Joshua. Joshua ended up dead, but today Queen Johnson has been appointed as the Free Port of Monrovia. We condemn these, we see it as a total disregard for the rule of law. To the point people who are allegedly engaged in killing their fellow citizens in the name of politics. And another person was also killed in Limba, and we announced the CDC will be organizing a series of protests to demand justice for these Liberians that were murdered in cold blood and on tape. And the government of Liberia, President Boakai, is playing lip service to the prosecution of these people, and in fact to insult the family members of these deceased Liberians. The president has taken upon himself to appoint these very alleged murderers to local government positions in areas in which they allegedly committed these crimes. We condemn this act in the strongest. It's anti-peace, it's anti-reconciliatory, and justice will be demanded. A few months ago, we actually wrote to the Minister of Justice demanding an update on the prosecution of these murder cases. And the reason why we thought not to put that communication in the media was to afford the Ministry of Justice the opportunity to respond and to take steps to make sure that these alleged murderers are prosecuted. But apparently the Liberian government, through its total disinterest in the rule of law, total disinterest in justice, has gone further to reward these alleged murderers. And this action will be resisted strongly as we'll be mobilizing our partners both in civil society. We'll be organizing a series of protests to demand justice for these Liberians that have been murdered. And the government will be held fully accountable for whatever comes out of these protests. Because the government has demonstrated a callous disregard for the rule of law. As you have seen the last 8 to 9 months since the government came to power, it has violated all of the laws of the country. It sent the police to King George that led to the death of several citizens in King George, and there was a bogus investigation that tried to exonerate the police from the killings in King George. We condemn that report, and part of the protest will be to demand justice for those killed in King George. The government, as you are aware, has been violating the tenure laws of the country by appointing people in positions where people, other Liberians, have been appointed in a position will tell you the Liberian government has also been allowing citizens that were duly appointed a commission to the foreign service of the country to languish in foreign land, withholding their salaries and benefits. We think it's a gross human rights violation to keep Liberian citizens in foreign country without paying them their salaries and benefits. We see this total abuse of their right to work. These are Liberian citizens that were appointed and duly assigned by the previous government. Under no conditions should these Liberians be allowed to languish, even assuming without admitting that the government did not follow certain process to assign these people. These are Liberian citizens. They should not be punished for the wrong, the alleged wrong of the previous government. So we condemn the strongest all actions, all efforts to talk to relevant stakeholders to make sure that these Liberians receive that just benefit have fallen on deaf ears. And we think this is totally condemnable. As we are also aware, the former foreign minister of Liberia, Modi Margaret Sakimia, was appointed as ECOWAS ambassador to Sierra Leone. And this government, true to its non-conciliatory and anti-people stand, has intervened and objected to the appointment of Ambassador Kimia. We think this is also anti-peace. Every Liberian citizen has got the right to work under the constitution of the country. We think the interference and objection of the Liberian government with the appointment of Ambassador Kimia is a broad violation of the Liberian constitution that provides the right to work by all citizens of the country. And so we have come here today to highlight all of these things that we have continuously documented, the violation, the abuses of this government. The government has demonstrated its inability to govern the country. As you see, it has violated all of the laws of the country. They have violated the fundamental tenets of the Constitution. They even went further to deploy police at the CDC headquarters twice. The first time on August 5th and the second time on August 22nd, using excessive force that led to severe injuries on our partisans. We condemn in the strongest terms the attempt by the government to muzzle political freedoms by sending police at the CDC headquarters without any justifiable reason. It's a clear violation of the Liberian Constitution. It's an invasion of the CDC right to exist. And we, like you saw, the former president notified the international community, and the Liberian government have been put on sufficient notice. So having said that, I will come to the other part of how we are assembled here today to announce a special committee. As you know, His Excellency President Weah celebrates his birthday on October 1st. So partisans from all around the country will be assembling here at the CDC headquarters on October 1st to jubilate celebrate the 58th birth anniversary of our global peace icon, our beacon of democracy in Liberia, who has demonstrated the highest degree of patriotism for this country. And we call on all Liberians to come here on October 1st to celebrate this patriot. Because there were many seditions, thousands of seditions, and Liberians who thought that the president considered a very thin margin of error. And the president provided an acknowledgement, because you saw before the elections where our brothers in the opposition were clamoring for war, butt naked, General Butt naked, and all were being mobilized to destabilize the country. And given the thin margin of the election, the president opted not to wait for the final result, because he knew that these people, even the current presidents, did say that Liberia would end if he did not win the election. But given the slim margin, and being the fact that he was the president of the country, and he cited the biblical story of the two women who were fighting over a baby. And in the wisdom of King Solomon said, okay, we shall slaughter the child. And the one that did not own the child said, yes, let's talk to the child. And the true owner of the child, that loving mother, said, no, surrender the child to her because she's not the true owner. And that's why every time we reflect on the concession of President, we are taking in that perspective. Because we have surrendered power to the Unity Party because he's the true patriot of the country. Because eventually he knows that the country will revert back to the people represented by the CDC. And I was going to show you that we have been conducting a series of visitations around the country that have shown the enthusiasm of our party leaders all around the country. And it's just a matter of time before this despotic government is democratically dethroned. And we want to assure you that our leaders in the counties are very energetic, and because the Liberian people have already seen that this current government has already failed. So to another committee, this democratic committee will be chaired by Honorable Kodika C.C. Way. It will be co-chaired by Anthony Zafua Megre. And the secretary to the committee will be Honorable Imara Titi Swen. And Mayango Jara will serve as the coordinator for mobilization. Alvin Mister will be the vice chair for mobilization of the committee. The committee will also have representation for the National Women's League. The committee will also have Madam Pinke Creighton as a member. All district coordinators of the CDC are hereby declared member of this committee. The committee will also have Honorable Mohamed K. Jallo as a member, Honorable Osman T. Jallo also as a member, and the CDC National Pastoral Network will also be member, as well as the CDC National Executive Committee will be ex officio on this committee. The committee is hereby mandated to immediately set into motion the necessary mechanism to make sure that come October 1, that will have a very, very robust and resounding celebration. Thank you very much.